Just look at me now. Just look at me now. Just look at me now. Eyes up on me, take a look at me now. Just look at me now. Just look at me now. Eyes up on me, take a look at me now.
Takes on the strike. Side body.
Chelsea are champions.
Welcome. Well, if your Sunday evening is incomplete without some football highlights, then worry no more, as we've got plenty of Barclays Women's Super League action to get through. Here's what's coming up on the Women's Football Show. Old Trafford was the host of centre stage as the Reds and Blues battled it out in Manchester. Brighton, fresh from their shock victory over Manchester City last weekend, had Arsenal next on their hit list. And Emma Hayes returned to Stamford Bridge for the first time since her decision to move stateside at the end of the season. She hoped her team could overcome Liverpool. All of that plus the best of the 3 remaining fixtures from the WSL. And here with me to cast their expert eye across all the action, 2 former defenders in Julie Flaherty and Fern Whelan. And we start the show with the Manchester derby. United headed into this tie yet to taste defeat this campaign, whilst the Blues had lost their last 2 league matches. But it was the pride of a city that was at stake.
We shall expect entertainment.
It's Derby Day. It's Derby Day. A rivalry. Feisty. Feisty. Magical.
Oh, goodness me.
It should be exciting. Special. Intense.
Oh, my goodness me. How about that?
Intense. Intense. Competitive. Competitive. Physical.
My word. A clear red card. Garcia!
Passionate. Good goals.
Teasing cross. It's in. Incredible. Something special.
Manchester is red. Manchester is blue. Manchester is red. Manchester is blue. Manchester is red. Of course, blue.
Red or blue, what will it be? Watching on in front of over 40,000 at Old Trafford was Mark Scott.
Well, there is just one change to the Manchester United side, who beat West Ham in their last game. Nisa Nelson comes in for Miyazawa in midfield. Gareth Taylor has made 3 changes to the side who lost to Brighton in their last game. The big news that England centre-half Alex Greenwood starts after recovering from concussion. England teammate Lauren Hemp also returns up front. Leila Ouahabi starts in the defence. Morgan, Blackstad and Fowler are the trio who make way. Chloe Kelly. It's nicely worked. Shaw was waiting in the middle. In by Kelly. Shaw's header. And Earps had to get across to make the save. 2 goals in 4 previous Manchester derby appearances for the Jamaican. Early corner then for the visitors. Kelly to deliver. Galton couldn't get there. It's another opportunity for Kennedy, or was it off the head of Greenwood? In fact, it was Greenwood who got there in front of the Australian and then just sent it narrowly over the top. Shaw wants it, and here she is. Lovely pass. What about the finish? It's a great save by Earps. Best move of the game so far. Slick stuff from City, and there was plenty of pace on the finish as well. Earps stuck out a leg and made the save. Chase. Mallard. And still Mallard. And they're saying that was a hand off Alex Greenwood. And it's been given. It's a yellow card as well for Greenwood. Back in the side. And not a great start to the game. And you can see there it is a clear arm away from the body. There is no explaining that away. So, Katie Zelem with the chance from the spot. Oh! Keating got a hand to it, but it wasn't enough to deny Katie Zelem. Manchester born, and she scores the opening goal in the Manchester derby, and that means that she has found the net in all of Manchester United's last 4 matches here at Old Trafford. Half an hour gone of a Manchester derby that Manchester City started much the stronger in, but find themselves behind in. Now, Jace, Paris asking for it, Jace across, off the line, but in! Or is it? Flag goes up. Well, it's not given for that. It's, I think, for the ball going out rather than offside. That does look as though it went just beyond the byline. So the correct decision made there, you feel. As Kelly tees it up, and Roord has levelled for Manchester City. Well, you can't say that they don't deserve it. Chloe Kelly deserves credit for the way that she managed to wriggle away from Nelson and then poked it into the path of Jill Roord, who steered it in with ice-cold composure. Mary Earps didn't even bother moving. She is now onto 4 WSL goals this season, the Dutch international. And here's Shaw. Manchester United self-destructing. Shaw. Oh, brilliant! Lauren Hemp and Manchester City have turned it around. What on earth was going on there for Manchester United? Zellum had her pocket picked, and you thought they might have just got away with it, but Lauren Hemp had other ideas. Made to measure finish, in off the crossbar, and Manchester City, in the blink of an eye, have turned the match on its head. Nice pass, and here's a chance, and Kelly kept out by Earps. Well, that could be a pivotal save. England teammates up against each other there. Some pass that was from Uahabi to spot the run of Chloe Kelly. Alexandri. There, Alexandri has left an arm out there on Ella Toone and is going to receive a yellow card as a result for that. Pretty unintentional, but try telling Ella Toone that. Manchester United do have an unbeaten home record against Manchester City in the WSL. That victory in May, and the other 2 finishing 2-2. Shaw nearly got there, and she'll chase that one down, and it's offshore and in! Incredible! Khadija Shaw may have secured the derby victory for Manchester City. It's a horror show for United. 3 goals in 5 Manchester derbies now for the Jamaican. A moment to forget for Manchester United and for Maya Le Tissier and Mary Earps. Not enough on the pass. Earps then smashed it straight into Shaw. Shaw closing down and getting her reward. Garcia leads the counter. Oh, that's going to be a nailed-on yellow card. And Alexandri is going to go. It's a second yellow for Lair Alexandri, and Manchester City have yet another player sent off this season. A foul on her Spain teammate here. when she was in full flow. And is there a route back into the match now for Manchester United? Williams left something in. Long-range strike! Beaten away by Keating. First time she's been forced into any serious action since Manchester United scored that penalty. Not sure it was heading in, but neither was she. Manchester is blue. The first derby played at Old Trafford goes City's way, and there can be no disputing that the better side have won. Full-time then at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 3.
A feeling of pride, I think, is obviously a really big spectacle to play on. You know, when you come to Old Trafford, there's a big crowd there. It's a completely different game, probably to any normal WSL game. So I have to give the players great credit. The character of this team is fantastic, and I think it just puts us in a really good position now.
I think we got what we deserved. I don't think we were good enough as a collective. That's all of us. We win and we lose together. So I think there were times where we maybe let the occasion get to us a little bit. Didn't control the moments, allowed pressure in moments to allow us to make mistakes. And I think, look, credit to City. The goals we conceded are not good enough from our standard, but yeah, I think it's one of those tonight that we've just not done what we needed to do.
Oh, tough words there from Mark Skinner, but Fern, that had everything you wanted in a derby, all the goals, all the drama. And for City, ultimately the win. Did they deserve it?
Yeah, I think on balance they did, and I think how they put their chances away, obviously they did deserve it. You know, I think coming into this game, they were under a lot of pressure after having back-to-back defeats, so they knew they couldn't afford to go and lose again. So they were clinical in front of goal, but I think Man United will be very disappointed in the way they conceded the goals that they did, especially in front of, you know, such a big crowd on such a big occasion.
Such a big occasion. But they got the first goal. You know, Jace forced a penalty there, and it was them that took to the spot. What were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, they did, and they came out the Man City back line really lively, and as you say, Jace created this, but it's a clear penalty for me. Alex Greenwood makes her body a lot bigger with her arm, and it's, you know, it blocks the ball. It's a clear penalty, and yeah, they were deserving of this goal really, because Katie Zellum put it away as she did, bottom corner, and yeah, Kiara Keaton gets a hand to it, but it's a strong penalty, and we know what she's like in front of goal from penalties, Zellum.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess for United as well, they thought they doubled their lead as well, Gilly, but the goal was disallowed. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, initially there was a bit of confusion of why it was called, but for me, from where I was sitting and watching it on telly, for me it went out. But we was talking off air that for both of us, Jace needed to play that a lot earlier to Nikita Paris. If she plays it now, or the touch earlier, rather than then, you're not talking about it because Nikita Paris is going to put that away. But it's really difficult in a live game time to break that down and to see whether it's fully out or not. But we both felt it was out of play. You almost thought a goal, that if that wasn't disallowed, if that had gone in, it might have changed the course of the game for United. But it was City then who went back-to-back with 2 goals in quick succession. It just goes to show, Fern, when they're ready, their impact is so strong. Yeah, and, you know, they've showed how much they've got that bounce-back ability, and Chloe Kelly does really, really well down this left-hand side. The United defenders will be really disappointed in how they've backed off. We highlight them here within this picture. You say Chloe Kelly does really well, spins the defender, turn of pace, gets the burners on. But if we look at Jill Roord highlighted here on the edge of the box, she just gives herself that first touch, and it's so tight to her that she can get the shot away really quickly. But I think they'll be disappointed in how far away they were, especially Millie Turner, and how deep she drops within that instance. Yeah, and obviously then we're looking at the other goal. The next goal was Bunny, obviously Shaw dictates the press, but for me it's Yui Hasegawa here who steps onto Zellum. Yes, Katie Zellum, she's experienced enough to know better than to give the ball away there, but for me it's the cushion, the set to Lauren Hemp. It's a sublime finish, you know, it's an unbelievable finish, but it's cushioned enough that she can hit that first time, and she hits down off the crossbar, but it's an unbelievable goal. Really good goal, and Bunny Shaw then involved in that last goal as well for City. Confirmed all those points though, Fern. Can I just say, what is it like, because it was a mistake, wasn't it, by May Letitia? What is that like for the defender when they mess up like that and then they gift a goal? It's heartbreaking as a defender when you know, as you know, the ball leaves your foot,
you've not connected with her well enough. You know you've put your goalkeeper in trouble. And here we see it. You know, Mary Earps kind of takes a touch. She plays the ball. I think May Letitia thinks it's going to go in front of her, so she has to kind of adjust her feet really quickly. But the pass back is short, and credit to Bunny Shaw for obviously getting the block in the way. But as we said before, didn't we? Those blocks could usually go anywhere, but it's gone into the back of the net.
Yeah,
so.
the luck was definitely on her side. But in terms of red cards, we've got to speak about this. There's been 5 red cards in the league this year. 4 of them have gone to City. Is there a problem there? Should they be looking out for stuff like that, Gilly?
No, I just think that red card is silly. It's discipline. You know, I think obviously the first one, she connects with Ella Toon off the ball with her hand, but it's the sending off the second yellow where she pulls back Garcia. It's just not necessary. But we obviously spoke off air about it. Lauren Hem, after the game, says that City are now learning how to deal with it. You know, how to play with 10 players or 9 players like they did against Chelsea. So I think if anything, it's benefiting City having the players sent off because they're making it so hard to break down.
I mean, getting players sent off, Gilly, that's radical, that. Gosh. Up next, we head down south as Arsenal travel to Brighton. The Gunners went into the tie unbeaten in 5. And next on their hit list were the Seagulls, who had taken points from both Manchester clubs in their last 2 matches. Could they maintain that flying form against the Gunners in front of a sold-out Broadfield Stadium? Jonathan Pearce was on hand to find out.
Well, Brighton make one change to the team that sensationally won at Manchester City. Jorelin Caraballi, the Colombian international, summer signing from Atletico Mineiro, starts for the 3rd time, adding to their defence with Tatiana Pinto dropping to the bench. Beth Mead gets her first league start since rupturing a cruciate ligament exactly a year ago today. Noelle Maritz plays the 250th match of her club career, with Katie McCabe shuffling from right back to left back, and Stenebak Stenius comes in for Frida Marnham. Pulova and McCabe. It's a foot in, not a good clearance away, not a good effort by Blackstenius. First time allowed to turn and score effortlessly. Poor defending that Arsenal lead after 11 minutes. Goal 6 in 9 games for the club this season. McCabe arced the ball in. It's a horrible mistake by Caraballi. She missed that one, but no one closed on her. Defenders turned their back on a player about to strike the ball. You cannot do that. And the shot easily beat Sophie Bagley. 1-0 to Arsenal. Here's me. Blackstenius in space to her left-hand side, couldn't get the ball away, ran into Caraballi. Don't think that's a penalty, not for me. Tim Robinson was well positioned. Not a penalty for me, that. Ruben Moy wasn't the best of passes to her, really. She was under pressure. And now she's under real pressure from Terlan. We got away from her, and that's Brighton's best moment of the first half so far. As Ilestedt came across, she decided to get the shot off early. It was comfortably dealt with in the end. Opportunity now for Brighton. Robinson. Lee Meng-Wen. High ball in the middle, should be dealt with by Maritz. If in doubt, get it out. She knew there was pressure lurking behind. That's her experience. Deep in stoppage time at the end of the first half. The cross is aimed deep, second ball back in the middle. Zinsberger forced to save. Too sure that was going wide. Sigurdsson. Clever header, she knew what she was doing, and it was creeping in. Cooney cross. With a hefty touch, come away off Torres Dottier, who's gone through the challenge there on McCabe very strongly. Here's Torres Dottier, might have a shot here, and then played it in. It's a lovely ball looking for Robinson, brilliant challenge. Superb challenge by Russo. Great chase back here by Russo, saw the danger of Robinson, very well timed. Out it swings then. Oh, that's a massive chance in there. Bergsvand up from the back. Really good opportunity. They should be level, you know. Paul Barber looking on. from the senior club. Very good man, capable football administrator, very well-run club, Brighton Hove Albion. Maritz. The Cats plays it back to Pilova. And she's off on the run, Pilova. In comes a cross, oh, big chance, Russo, should have been two. Glaring opportunity that goes begging. She was stretching, but it should have been two. Initially Pilova, lovely run, there's the vision. Flag stayed down, she should have hit the target. Forward from range, Arsenal have the game. Allowed to run onto it, have a look, set her sights and beat Bagley, fine goal. Look at the space, look at the time, picked a spot, bang, 2-0. And she's deserved that. But they've now scored from their only 2 shots on target in the game. Had a very strong performance down their left and gets her 3rd of the campaign. Arsenal 2 minutes away from another win. Here's Russo, change the feet left, but a big opportunity here. There's the setup, there's the 3rd. Biedermannen with it. And Arsenal in the end, comfortable victors. There's a lovely ball in here by Russo. Russo had work to do here to hold off Torres-Dottir. Had a look, lovely quality ball in. Little set-up pass by Lacasse and finished beautifully. It's a lovely goal. And deep in stoppage time, they've sealed the deal now. Arsenal 3 shots on target, 3 goals. They come in search of another one here. The goalkeeper's managed just to parry it away from Chloe Lacasse. It's the first shot on target they failed to score from. They managed to strike with the first 3 they had. But Arsenal have proved once again they are the real deal this season, winning by 3-0.
What I'm pleased with is that even if things doesn't work perfect in the first half, we still keep our structure quite well, which limits them. I don't think they have any really clear goal-scoring opportunities in the first half. So I think we also, on a deserved way, keep our clean sheet, which we talked about before the game was important.
In the first half was much more competitive. In the second half, we just really struggled to get out. And yeah, the group competed, they performed. We'll be disappointed by this for sure, especially considering how we've performed throughout the block. To let a half kind of define how it feels at the end of it is tough, but I know the group will respond well and we've got to be able to with the game on Wednesday.
Oh, disappointing for Brighton, but great job for Arsenal. I mean, 4 shots on target, 3 of them, converted into goals. Blackstenius opened the score in there, and it was a good goal. 12 minutes in, Gilly.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously clinical from Arsenal, but obviously me and Fern spoke, it's just the defending again. I think you're looking at Katie McCabe gets the ball here. She's got 3-4 Brighton players around her. She's allowed to put the cross in. Again, Brighton is a poor clearance. They all turn their back. And for me, it's Maria Forrest-Dottir. She's standing on Sophie Bagley's toes. If you're looking at Bagley, she's trying to look around her to try and see. She can't see until the last minute till it goes in. And it's similar again to the previous game. The defenders just dropping off and allowing time and space.
Yeah. Like the first thought is to drop rather than actually come up to the ball and be tight to the player and knowing where their centre forward is that they're marking.
We're going to come on to Brighton's defence a little bit later, but I wanted you to talk about the fact they kept Arsenal at bay for a majority of the game, but then towards the 80th minute, that's when Arsenal came back in, they doubled that lead.
Yeah, they did. Arsenal did have chances, obviously, before the 80th minute to wrap up the game, but it was a Brighton mistake here that led to this goal, and Caitlin Ford just takes a chance on the edge of the box again. I think we need to talk about the defending a little bit in that we've got too much time and space on the edge of the box to let Caitlin Ford be able to take that shot. But it's a great strike and a great finish from her.
Great finish. And the 3rd goal into additional time there, and it was Marnham that got that 3rd goal. A really well-worked goal as well, Julie.
Yeah, it was. And again, obviously, Brighton defence all over the place. The left-back's gone completely missing. But Brighton just ball-watching, and Lacasse is so far open on the opposite side. But for me, it's the assist. She's so unselfish there. She could easily, Lacasse, take that and have a go herself, but she sets up Frida Marnham, who puts it into the bottom corner. But it's just clinical from Arsenal, keep pushing as well to the final minute to get the goals.
Yeah. Let's talk about the defence. You mentioned it, Fern. Now, Brighton, they faced 21 shots on goal from Arsenal. In the last 4, they've had 110 attempts at goal. What's that saying about their defence now?
It's saying to me that they're far too open, and you know that shouldn't be happening. That you get that many shots against you in a game. You've got to be able to tighten up, get tight to your centre forward, and not allow those shots to come in. And I think those goals were evident as to where they need to learn and where they need to get better in the games going forward. You know, personally being defenders, it's that 1v1 defending that you take pride in as a defender, and I think we might have lost that a little bit, and actually we're marking spaces rather than players.
It's going to be a difficult one for them to kind of get their heads around. They have to work on that. But one quick one, Beth Mead, her first start in about a year for Arsenal, and they're trying to really make sure she's integral to that team again. How important is she there, Gilly?
Oh, she's huge for them, and I think she was obviously a huge loss for them, getting the serious injury that she did. But I just like it that Arsenal have given her time. Obviously, Fern, you've done that injury as well. It's a hard one to come back from, but she's not being pushed, she's not being rushed, and she's been given the chance to come back and get into the game again.
Yeah, it's good to see her back. Well done to Beth and the team for getting her back. Stamford Bridge, though, is our next stop as Chelsea look to maintain their unbeaten start of the season, following the announcement earlier this week that boss Emma Hayes will take the reins of the US women's national team at the end of the season. They played host to Liverpool. Gilly was there, and she was joined by Robin Cowan on commentary duty.
Emma Hayes makes 6 changes from the match in Madrid. Zecira Musovic starts in goal, and Katrin Berger has started the last 4, drops to the bench. Sophie Ingle comes in to make a record 184th appearance in the WSL. There's a first league start for Aggie Beever-Jones for Chelsea. She scored in each of the last 3 league games. Captain Millie Bright isn't named in the squad today. 2 changes for Liverpool from last week's draw at Tottenham. Emma Koivisto returns from injury, having missed the last 3 games with a hamstring problem. There's a first start of the season for Shanice van der Sanden, who partners Sophie Roman Hawk up front. The Norwegian scored her first Liverpool goal last time out. On miscommunication, James had made the run. Erbinger's pass cut out. This could spell trouble. Lovely ball from Ingle. Finds James in space. Lauren James with the shimmy and the shot and the goal. Clinical.
Yeah, you'd absolutely bank on Lauren James to put the ball away there, but that's come from Liverpool's turnover. You know, Jenna Clark, she's won the ball. For me, she's on the wrong option of going inside. She should have come down the outside. She gives the ball away. It's meant to be for Herbinger, but it's a hospital pass. She stretches, she loses it, and obviously because Jenna Clark stepped in with the ball, she's now left that space there, which Lauren James just sat in. I mean, it's a great finish in the opposite corner, but that has come from a Liverpool turnover. They was in possession, they gave it away. The space that was left there by Jenna Clark has been picked up from Lauren James, and you bank on her every time to put it in the back of the net.
Liverpool left exposed, and that will really frustrate Matt Beard. Lovely turn, though, from van der Sanden. In behind, will there be an instant response? Needs to make the right decision, pulls it back, and it's there! 1-1! That is absolutely brilliant from Liverpool. They strike back seconds after conceding.
They do say in football that you are most vulnerable once you have just scored a goal, and it's just proven there as well. You know, you put it in the right place at the right time, and that's one of them dangerous runs. You're running back to goal, and it can go in.
Here's Lauren James. That's a really good ball. Fantastic from Lauren James on a plate. And Aggie Beever-Jones scores for the 4th consecutive time. And Chelsea back in front.
Lauren James here, look at the ball on a supposedly weaker foot. Her left foot curls it in. Aggie Beever-Jones comes off the back of Taylor Hines' shoulder. It's a fantastic header. Rachel Laws not really can do much about that, but it's a great ball in from Lauren James, and how much that will mean to Aggie Beever-Jones to get that goal here today at Stamford Bridge.
Now the WSL's all-time record appearance holder. This her 184th, overtaking Keris Harrop. Nusken's header finds Kerr. James Takes aim. And that is usually the outcome. Imperious in this match.
Chelsea win the first ball. You can see with the space on the right-hand side. Emma Kavisto's not got close enough to Lauren James all afternoon here, but what a finish from that angle and from that far out as well. We see Rachel Law, she chucks her hands up in the air as in to say, how has she been able to finish from there?
Heresay, now Nusken. Cuthbert, lovely first-time ball into the channel. Here's Canarid, cuts in, and there it is. Lauren James with a hat-trick.
Wow, she's had a fantastic afternoon. She's been brilliant. Here comes a good build-up play. Whitting Canarid playing off the back shoulder at Taylor Hines. Great ball from Erin Cuthbert there. She's got one thing on her mind, and that's to go into the box. She cuts it back brilliantly. I think Nusken gets taken out in the process there, but Lauren James got one thing on her mind, and that's to put the ball into the back of the net.
Van der Sanden gets the decision this time. Sibo Kearns, that's a good header, lovely save. That's a fantastic stop from Musovic. That is world class. Chelsea's busy schedule continues. Paris FC, conquerors of Arsenal and Wolfsburg in the Champions League qualifiers on Thursday. Here's Canarid, it's 5. Nusken tapping in for her 4th of the season.
Whitting Canarid is on the outside shoulder. Taylor Hines nowhere to be seen. Liverpool are scrambling to get back. She's still there, unmarked at the back post, and I know there's arguments that potentially she was offside, but she just stays behind, I think, for me, just in time.
Full time. A big win for Chelsea in more ways than one. Full time at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 5, Liverpool 1.
We've let ourselves down. We've let the fans down have come down to support us today. I felt Chelsea wanted it more. First balls, second balls, tackles. They had that desire that we didn't have for whatever reason.
This year there is something different in our dressing room, and that's not just because of different personnel, but I think everybody's playing their role, and if they're not starting, they're focusing on what they need to do better. And after the week we've just had, we've been travelling non-stop. That was a tremendous team performance.
She said it. What a week it's been for her, Gilly. Of course, we know now she's going to be the manager of the US women's national team, but then also they were in Madrid in the midweek. But what we're seeing, a 5-1 win in the league, it just shows how resilient that Chelsea team are.
Yeah, and they made 6 changes as well from the midweek game, so it just shows obviously the depth that they've got in their team. Everyone's aware of how strong their squad is, but it was a professional performance. It was an exciting game as well, lots of goals, but for me, Lauren James, she was just unplayable yesterday.
Wasn't she? Star girl, Lauren James. Let's take a look at this hat-trick. So you made her your player of the game, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, she was playing in a space that the Liverpool defence were really struggling with. But all of her goals, I mean, obviously for there, she looks like she cuts inside and then she goes back out. It's really difficult for any defender to be able to deal with that. And obviously she calmly slots it in the opposite corner.
She just knocks Gemma Bonner off guard, doesn't she, and off shape. But you see, she kind of just stays a little bit wider, so she makes herself so much harder to mark. And even here again, similar to the other one, we said it's so wide that she should never be able to put that in, but once it leaves her boot, there's nowhere else that's going in the back corner.
Yeah, and I think on this one, obviously, she's hungry. You know, she wants the hat-trick. Whitting Canarid come on. She sets it up nicely, and like I said, she beats Nuskin to the ball too. I think she takes her out as well in the process, but here she just wants that hat-trick, and yeah, she was unbelievable.
She really did want it.
And a nightmare to defend, Fern, I can imagine.
Absolute nightmare, as you say. You don't know whether to go tight to her because she's going to roll you, and then you've seen what happens when you give her too much space. She just takes it, and she only needs that one touch to be able to finish.
And Aggie Beaver-Jones as well gets the goal, and Lauren James with the assist. And you've been quite impressed impressive, Aggie, haven't you, this season?
Yeah, I have. She's got 4 goals in 4 WSL games this season, and obviously on a fair start in the WSL, you can see here what it means to her. The ball comes in from Lauren James, it's a fantastic cross, but what an excellent header from Aggie Beever-Jones to get across here. We say when you're heading the ball at goal, head it down to give the keeper no chance, and she does exactly that. Rachel Laws can't come and claim it, and it's fantastic from her. And she's up against some tough competition in that Chelsea side, and I think she will be a really important player for them this season.
Yeah, when you get balls in like that from Lauren James, though, you can't really go wrong, can you? Well, you can, but she didn't. That's the main thing. Just a quick one as well. Liverpool, actually, what did go wrong for them during this game, Gigi, you think?
They really struggled down the right-hand side, and I think it was Lauren James' positioning. She was playing in a space that Jenna Clark didn't feel comfortable to go out to, and Emma Cavisto was dropping deeper. She was playing in that half space, but like I said, it could have been any team yesterday. When Lauren James is in that frame of mind and she plays like that, any team would have struggled defending her.
It's brilliant to see. Before Flo Pollock rounds up the rest of the action from the WSL, it was Jenna Schillaci, actually. She went to Tottenham Hotspur's training ground to catch up with the league's top goal scorer.
Martha Thomas has her goal.
Martha Thomas makes it 2 goals in 2 games.
What a finish that is from Martha Thomas.
Huge congratulations, named Barclays Women's Super League Player of the Month for October. Can you sum up October for us?
A bit of a whirlwind of emotions, scoring on my debut, and then it just felt like I couldn't stop scoring, and it felt really nice. Just a very, very positive start.
She's beaten Rachel Corsie, and Martha Thomas has a hat-trick. Beautifully finished.
Did you know you are now the first Tottenham Hotspur women's player to score a hat-trick in the WSL?
I didn't know that, no.
History maker.
All right. No, it was, I was really chuffed. It was a great performance from all of us, and yeah, it was a good day individually and collectively.
So you signed for Tottenham in September. What was it about this club that attracted you?
I think the ambition. It was a club that wants to find that consistency in the league, and that's what I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to be a part of that journey, and I wanted to get on the pitch and enjoy my football again, and I felt like this was the perfect platform and place for me to be able to do that. My season last year at United was really difficult. I felt like I was always trying to fight to get onto the pitch, so it was definitely tough mentally.
England shooting opportunity, brilliant effort.
Captain and fella forward Bethany England, obviously out at the moment with injury. What's your relationship with her?
She does so much off the pitch. She's always there, games, training. She'll give me some advice in the changing room, half-time, things like that.
Do you see your role changing at all when Beth is back to match fitness?
I came here knowing that Spurs have a very, very strong number 9 who did a lot for them last season, so I think that we could play well together on the pitch, and I think and hope that that's what Robert wants to do as well.
And I think every Spurs fan in the country will want to see you both on the same pitch together, banging in goals.
Hopefully.
Just
yeah,
saying.
That would be great.
Leicester City had lost all 4 of their Barclays WSL matches against Tottenham, but they started strongly on Sunday and made the breakthrough on 18 minutes. Hannah Kane with the perfectly timed through ball. Janice came in with her 2nd goal in as many games. Spurs settled into the match and would have levelled midway through the first half were it not for some superb goalkeeping from Janina Leitzig. First she denied Jess Naz from close range, then Ashley Neville, and when Leicester failed to clear, Angrid James. The hosts felt they should have had a penalty when James brought down Kane, but the referee waved away all appeals, perhaps harshly. Spurs started the second half strongly and finally beat Janina Leitzig just before the hour. Martha Thomas with the pinpoint pass, Celine Bazette with the first-time finish. The Foxes went close to restoring their lead moments later, but Sam Tierney saw her effort rattle the woodwork. The points shared on an entertaining afternoon at the King Power.
For me, it's a draw. I think we could actually win the game, but when they score the first one, it's always tricky to turn it around. So 1 point away against Leicester is still a point.
Everton may have lost their last 3 Barclays WSL home games, but they got off to the perfect start against Bristol City. Martina Piemonte opened her WSL account in the 4th minute after Olivia Clark could only parry her initial shot. Brian Sorensen's side continued to dictate the play, but on the cusp of half-time, Bristol City drew level. Amy Rogers quickest to the loose ball to beat Courtney Brosnan. The visitors started the second half with more intensity, but Everton regained the lead on 57 minutes. Megan Finnegan with the arrowed volley to claim her third goal of the campaign. As the conditions worsened at Walton Hall Park, Bristol City equalised yet again. Amelie Testrup with the fine lofted finish over the on-rushing Brosnan to level at 2-2 and deny the Toffees a first home win of the season.
A draw is a fair result over the 90 minutes. You know, the first 20, 25 minutes, we've really come under a lot of pressure and it, you know, looked relentless. So to be able to turn it around, go in at half-time, you know, absolutely in the game. Very pleased about that. And then the second half, I think we finished a lot stronger in the 25. So, you know, I think can't really complain about the fact that it was a draw.
Aston Villa put an end to their 5-match losing streak in the Barclays WSL last time out, but it was West Ham who had the better of the early play and had the chance to take the lead on 27 minutes when Kirsty Smith was upended by Adriana Leon. Up stepped Vivian Essay to send Van Domselaar the wrong way and give the hosts a deserved lead. Aston Villa settled into the game and began to dominate possession, eventually drawing level through Anna Patton before the break. Carla Ward's side began to look more threatening and went ahead shortly after the restart. Leon reacted first after West Ham failed to clear the deep free kick. The Hammers struggled to find a way through a well-organised Villa backline, and it took a moment of true quality to finally make the breakthrough. Lisa Evans with the crisp half volley. The goals and the drama were far from over, however. 2 minutes into stoppage time, Rachel Daly produced an equally brilliant moment to restore Villa's lead. And then seconds before the final whistle, West Ham almost snatched a point and would have done it if not for a valiant goal line clearance from substitute Lucy Staniforth.
First and foremost, getting 3 points again, 2 wins now in a week. I think that's massive for us. The girls deserved it. I think first half was not what we expected, not what we went after. And I think once we adjusted at half time and we reset, I thought it was much better after the half.
Lots to get through there, but 2-2 for Villa. Important for them to kind of maintain momentum, I should say. But what we have seen, West Ham, only 1 win so far, Gilly, and that was back in October. Is the pressure now on Rhiannon Skinner, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's difficult for West Ham. I think if you look at the squad, they've probably got one of the youngest and experienced squads in the league. They've not got a huge squad either. So, yeah, I think there is pressure, and I think you see on social media today the fans are on the back already of Skinner. So I'm hoping that they can turn it around.
And for Leicester Spurs there, Fern, they had to work hard to share those points, but it was Janina Leitzig had to work even harder to make sure they could share those points.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's proven such a pivotal player for them this season. Obviously, she got player of the game today. But, you know, I think Leicester are playing some exciting, creative football, and I think on balance they'll probably be happy with a point today against Tottenham. You know, a good Tottenham side who are in form.
Absolutely, and for Bristol, they got a crucial point today, but it's Everton we're looking at now. They are potentially in danger here, Gilly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think they was fuming that they weren't able to get the win, but, you know, obviously against Bristol, they're fighting away. I think they know that they're the underdogs in the league, but they're fighting away. But I think Everton here struggling to pick up the wins.
And both of you now happily retired, I should say, right? I can say that? Happily retired?
Happily.
Great. Nicoline Sorensen, at 26, she's decided to retire now, and she said other opportunities she's going to explore. That's the impact for Everton, though. That's a lot for them to take, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, she's a player for me that I actually really rate, and I think since coming back from her ACL injury, I think she's been brilliant for them. You know, we've seen that she started in the game today, so to see that was a real shocker, I think, for us. And, you know, obviously whatever she goes on to do, good luck to her, but I think where Everton are in the season and now losing her halfway through, it makes things even more difficult for them.
We'll be keeping a close eye on that to see how Everton do get on. But let's see how all of that affects the Barclays Women's Super League table. Chelsea are the only unbeaten side to remain so far this season. They are 3 points clear of Arsenal, who are in second. Man City climbed from 6th to complete the top 3. 3, while Manchester United and Tottenham sit equal on points. Aston Villa's win means they've climbed up to 9th. West Ham and Bristol City are equal on points at the bottom of the table. In the Barclays Championship today, there was a 7-goal thriller in London as Crystal Palace welcomed Southampton to Selhurst Park. Katie Wilkinson pounced on a poor defensive pass to put it on a plate for Molly Pike to open the scoring in the 13th minute. And it was Wilkinson who headed in the winner from a Lexi Lloyd-Smith cross in the 84th minute to claim all 3 points for the Saints. And elsewhere in the Championship, 2 Isabel Goodwin goals confirmed the points for Sheffield United against Watford. Lewis came from behind to beat London City Lionesses, whilst Birmingham City also claimed a home victory, and nothing can separate Charlton and Sunderland. Blackburn against Reading was postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. Well, take a look at that table then. Just 2 points separate 1st and 5th. Charlton leads Sunderland, but only on goals scored. Sheffield United wins season climb further up the table, and Lewis will hope they can start to peep further away from bottom club Watford. There's lots to look forward to on the BBC. Match of the Day Top 10 is available on the iPlayer as Gary Lineker, Micah Richards and Alan Shearer debate the best goals scored by defenders. Live commentary of the men's Euro 2024 qualifiers will be on Sounds this week, and England's trip to North Macedonia will be available from 7:45 tomorrow evening. And Wales welcome Turkey on Tuesday night. Also on the BBC, there's this.
When I beat the champions of the division, then you'll see me excited.
If you beat Tyson Fury,
I'll be over the moon.
Would you?
Yeah, of course. You know,
would you like to?
Yeah, of course.
Are you friendly with him?
Not really.
Louis Theroux interviews. Watch on BBC iPlayer.
Action-packed weekend we've had here in the WSL. Massive thanks to both Gilly and Fern. But that's all from us this evening. Thank you for your company, and we'll see you soon.
It is a big occasion, it is a big crowd, it is the Manchester derby. Katie Zelem scores the opening goal, and Broad has levelled for Manchester City. Oh, brilliant! Lauren Hemp, Khadija Shaw, it's a horror show for United. Manchester is blue.